Back in 2021, Facebook didn't just rebrand to Meta, it nearly destroyed itself in 1 year. Think about this. Meta lost $750 billion in value in that span of time. To put that in perspective, if you spent $1 million every day, it would take you 2,000 years just to match how much value Meta lost in just 1 year. The stock dropped 75%. Employees panicked, investors obviously bailed, and the Titanic was sinking. People said Zuckerberg had totally lost his damn mind. So what happened? Well, by the end of this video, you'll learn about the 4 big reasons why the metaverse almost killed Facebook. And you'll learn the big lesson every entrepreneur, builder, and creator needs to learn from this mistake so that you don't repeat it. And P.S., if you get any benefit out of this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot, especially to a new channel like this one. So let's go back to the pandemic. A time when we all were forced to socially distance, and companies like Zoom and Peloton were on fire. Zuck wanted a big piece of the action and knew he just had to take full advantage of this trend. He believed VR was the future of human life. Work meetings in VR, hanging out in VR, shopping in VR, living in digital worlds. He saw it as the next iPhone moment, the big platform shift, and so he was excited and delulu, and that enthusiasm and delusion led him to rename Facebook into Meta. He redirected thousands of employees and spent tens of billions of dollars building into VR and the metaverse technology. And he told the world, this is inevitable, I am inevitable. And here's the truth, the metaverse didn't fail because the idea was just too futuristic and the world just wasn't ready for it. It failed for a lot of reasons. So let's go over the 4 main reasons that it failed. And the lessons, of course, that you can learn from it. So number 1, nobody wanted VR meetings. People had just spent 2 years on Zoom during the pandemic. They were exhausted. They wanted real human contact again at a time when people were sick and tired of these crazy social distancing rules. Meta tried to sell more digital life, but the world was finally trying to return to, real life. So it was the wrong product at the wrong time. The new normal, quote unquote, was not as permanent as he thought. And the second reason is the hardware just wasn't ready. I mean, have you tried one of these VR headsets? I remember going to a house party at a Facebook employee's house and got a chance to try the Oculus VR headset. And the thing is, the hardware was just full of flaws. They were heavy. They caused me some neck pain or strain. And they make your face sweaty when you have it on for too long. And they caused headaches and nausea, dizziness, all kinds of symptoms, and they needed time to set up and even be charged. So new technology, it only wins when it makes life easier and more entertaining. Here, VR made life more work. And as for entertaining, come on, like the novelty effect, at least in my opinion, it wore off in like 30 minutes. So the takeaway is that if using your product feels like a chore, people are not going to use it. Why did things like Netflix, DoorDash, and iPhone become so successful? Because they made life more convenient. And today with technology, convenience is everything. Okay, so reason number 3, Horizon Worlds was unfinished and looked terrible. People expected a beautiful, immersive universe, but instead they got floaty and disturbingly legless cartoon characters, empty rooms, and weird interactions. There's nothing fun to do. There's no culture, no reason to stay. A digital world needs identity, emotion, and story to feel alive. And in Horizon Worlds, it felt less like the future of the internet and more like a support group for floaty torsos that forgot their pants. Like you'd walk in and everyone just has this hollow, fake smile or fake expression and they're just staring at you like, hello friend, would you like to discuss your feelings today? So the world was like, thanks, but no thanks. And then fourthly, Meta burned through cash like it was monopoly money. They spent over $50 billion pushing the metaverse on the world. And at the same time, Apple's privacy changes hurt Facebook's business, their ad business. And what happened back in 2021 is they added a pop-up on iPhones asking if the app could track across other apps. Most people tapped no, and Facebook needed that data to target ads properly. And that loss was another headwind that led to a lot of losses for Meta because advertisers were bailing on Meta. So revenues fell across the board, costs exploded, and there was no proof people wanted any of these new things they were coming up with. So investors saw big, wasteful spending coupled with dwindling ad revenue and poor demand for all the things metaverse related. So investors panicked and the Meta stock collapsed by a whopping 75%. This is when Meta was closest to dying. So what's the big takeaway? Well, there are two big lessons here for anyone building anything practically. Number one, don't solve a problem people don't actually have. People didn't ask for VR meetings, they didn't want more screens, they didn't want more isolation, and Meta tried to force a future instead of listening to the present. And secondly, never overspend before demand is proven. Even giant companies can fall when they ignore this. But here's the twist. Meta didn't stay down. They didn't disappear, and they didn't become MySpace. Instead, they staged one of the greatest comebacks in tech history. How did they do it? Well, just check out part 2 in this 2-part series. The link to the video should be on the screen. And the comeback story is almost as dramatic as the crash and makes for one of the most bipolar business stories of all time. And if you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.